Hi, today we'll talk about animal tissues. When we breathe, we can actually feel the movement of our chest. And how do these body parts move? For this, we have specialized cells called muscle cells. We have specialized cells called muscle cells, and the contraction and relaxation of these cells that result in the movement. So, any type of movement is because of the muscle cells, and during breathing also we inhale oxygen and and where does this oxygen goes? It is absorbed in the lungs and then is transported to all the body cells through body. Now, why would cells need oxygen? The function of mitochondria we studied earlier provide us a clue to this question, that blood flows and carries various substances from one part of the body to another. For example, it carries oxygen, food to all cells. It also collects waste from different parts of the body and carries them to the liver and kidneys for disposal. So, blood and muscles are both examples of tissues found in our body. Now, on the basis of the functions they perform, we can think of different types of animal tissues such as epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous. Now, blood is also a type of connective tissue and muscle forms the muscular tissue. So, there are various tissues present in different parts of our body and they get specialized to perform various functions which are required for the normal movement, development, and the functioning of an organism. Epithelial tissue, the covering or protective layers. The covering or protective tissue in the animal body are epithelial tissue. Epithelium covers most of the organs and cavities within the body. It also forms a barrier. To keep different body systems separate. The skin, the lining of the mouth, the lining of the blood vessels, lung alveoli, and kidney tubules are all made up of epithelial tissues. Now, when we study the structure of the epithelial tissue, you can see here in the diagram also, epithelial tissue cells, they are tightly packed and form a continuous sheet. They form a continuous sheet like this, and they have only a small amount of cementing material between them and almost no intercellular space. So there's no intercellular space, you can see here. So no intercellular space. Obviously, anything entering or leaving the body must cross at least one layer of the epithelium. As a result, the permeability of the cells of the various epithelial cells play a very important role. You have studied about permeability, the capacity of any membrane to allow the substances to pass through it. You have studied about cell membrane, how it is semi-permeable. Now, this permeability of this various epithelial cells, that plays a very important role in regulating the exchange of the materials between the body and the external environment, and also between the different parts of the body. So there is again external environment and between the different parts of the body that has to be checked, and this layer helps in that. All epithelium is usually separated from the underlying tissue by a special basement membrane, and this basement membrane is actually the base on which all the cells they are embedded, and these are extracellular fibrous basement membrane, we call it as. Now, different epithelia show different structures that correlate with their unique functions. For example, in cells lining blood vessels or lungs alveoli, their transportation of substances occurs through a semi-permeable membrane, and there is a simple flat kind of a tissue that is present in them. Now, this is called as the simple squamous epithelium. So in simple squamous epithelium, what we find that it is a very thin layer of cells is there. This is the basement membrane and these are the layers of the cells. So simple squamous epithelial cells. Squama means scale of the skin. So squama here represents the scale of the skin, just like a layer of the skin. Now simple squamous epithelials are extremely thin and flat and form a delicate lining. Esophagus and lining of the mouth, they are also covered with this squamous epithelium. When we talk of esophagus and lining of the mouth, they all are with the squamous epithelium. The skin, we also talk about skin, which protects the body, that is also made up of squamous epithelium. Skin epithelial cells are arranged in many layers. You can see here in the diagram, they are arranged in many layers to prevent wear and tear. Since they are arranged in a pattern of layers, the epithelium is called as stratified squamous epithelium. Now, where absorption and secretion occurs as in the inner lining of the intestine, tall epithelial cells are present, and these are columnar, means pillar-like epithelium. Now, the columnar, which means pillar-like epithelium, it facilitates movement across the epithelial barrier. In the respiratory tract, columnar epithelial tissue also have cilia. You can see here cilia, which are present in the above layers of the cells. Now, these cilia, in the respiratory tract when it is present, and the columnar epithelium tissue when possess cilia, which are hair-like projections on the outer surface of the epithelial cells. Now these cilia, they can move, and their movement pushes the mucus forward to clear it, and this type of epithelium is called as the columnar epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, it is with cube-like. You can see here it's a cube-shaped cells, they are present, and they form a lining of the kidney tubules and the ducts of salivary glands, where it provides mechanical support. Now, epithelial cells often acquire additional specialized cells or gland cells which secrete substances. Like we were talking about goblet cells here. Now, sometimes epithelial cells, sometimes additional specialized cells, which are also called as gland cells, which secrete substances on the epithelial surface, and sometimes a portion of the epithelial tissue folds inwards and a multicellular gland is formed, and that is called as glandular epithelium. So glands, they generally secrete substances. Now these secretions can be in the form of hormones or any other chemical substance, mucus, which is required for the functioning of that particular organ in the organism. So I hope epithelial tissue is clear by now.